All right, everybody, welcome to Gen Booms.
Gen Booms, welcome.
I'm Connor.
I am Robert, his dad.
Yeah, and today we are doing Radiohead, which is a bit of a turn from pretty much everything we've ever posted or listened to on the channel.
I guess so. I don't know much about. I know their name. I knew the song "Creep" when it came out. Loved it, and I understand that's one of the ones that they pretty much don't even do in concert anymore.
Tom York, the lead singer, he doesn't like it.
Yeah. So, and unfortunately, that's the only one I know, and I love that one.
That's a beautiful song. That's a great song.
Yeah, great song. So I don't know anything about Radiohead beyond that.
Yeah.
So
I think I don't know if you've heard. I didn't say it. We're doing "In Rainbows." That's the album we're doing, which is right up there. We have that vinyl because it's my favorite Radiohead album. I'm not entirely biggest Radiohead fan on the planet where they know all the details and listen to all the albums. Not at that level, but I've listened to multiple albums, full things. So I know a good amount of Radiohead, and that one is my favorite. So that's why we're doing that one.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm interested to check it out and see what they're all about.
Yeah. It's only 10 songs here, not too bad. And there's a couple, I think earlier, on the Benz album, we'll get to those. But I think on there was a couple that you recognized when I played it in the car before.
Oh, really? Okay.
On here, I don't think you're going to recognize any, to be honest. I don't think this is going to be a single one, but maybe.
Okay, all right. Well, it should be interesting then. I don't know what to expect.
Yeah, we'll get into it. So first one, 15 Step. Here we go. Bizarre beat, basically.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I heard this one in particular.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. Yeah. Like an alt-rock version of jazz.
Yeah, I can see it actually, yeah.
Just in the chords and he's going in a different direction. There was a lot going on in that song. That was that's why I like the end where it's really just kind of ramping up and everything. And then, but besides the drumming, though, it sounded like it was almost like somebody like singing, but kind of like doing scat, like it's like.
Sort of, yeah.
It's like I was like, is that just drumming, or is that somebody doing a voice? Like, I mean, I wasn't totally sure, but it was interesting.
It also sounds to me, it sounds similar like when you turn off an amp, it makes like almost like a power off noise, like. It almost sounded like that too. I couldn't tell what exactly it was.
I could swear that it was like some,
it totally could have been, yeah.
Kind of a thing in the background. It was a wild song. I wasn't sure. I still don't know what to make of it, to be honest. I mean, I liked it as it went on, particularly. In the end, I like it was really ramping up.
It's very experimental.
But yeah, like especially at the beginning, I was like, all right, this is different. It's weird. I still don't really know what the 15 step is. I know they mentioned it one time, 15 step, then a sheer drop.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, like I like how it started in, like how come I end up where I started, which is also interesting because it is where the song started.
Yeah.
So like there's some cool lyrics on it. How come I end up where I went wrong and all that? But it's like I didn't understand how it fit into what 15 step is.
Yeah.
If there is supposed to be anything, or is that a musical steps, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I will say on the album, this is one of like two songs that I don't really revisit much.
Yeah.
Because I don't think personally it's as good as a lot of the others. So I didn't fully pay attention to like, in terms of knowing everything about this one. But
yeah.
Well, the only thing I always sort of got from is just basically like you said, like it's 15 steps then a sheer drop. How come I end up where I started? So I think it's just basically almost like a hyperbole of the classic 3 steps forward, 1 step back type of thing. So it's like
maybe
15 steps and then how did I end up back here? Like that type of thing. But
could be. Although probably if there's any huge Radiohead fans watching, they'll probably let us know. Like, oh no, it's this. And Tom York said that.
Yeah, it could be.
Feel free to let us know.
Yeah, you guys let us know. But
it's an interesting song. I didn't know what to make of it initially, or even most of the way through, because there's so many different. That's why I said it was like sometimes like some jazz, not all jazz, but some where they're like it almost sounds like they're playing, different. They're obviously playing different instruments, but almost like they're playing different songs sometimes, and it all kind of comes together. And so I was kind of getting that vibe, just as more of a rockin', alt rock kind of a version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. For a first listen anyway, I'd like to see.
Very interesting choice for the intro too. It's almost like
because that's what I was thinking.
Like, what's going on? Like, what's this album gonna be?
Because it's kind of like you're challenging the listeners, like
100%.
Because it's not pop, it's not creep, it's not, you know what I mean. So it's like, all right, buckle in. This is gonna be different,
exactly.
And like challenge the listener to stick with it and go with it, and it's gonna be rewarding in the end. Maybe I don't know. It was,
yeah, but
it was interesting. Yeah,
it's an interesting track. Yeah,
all right, definitely that.
And next we're doing Bodysnatchers, which I personally really like. It's not very popular based number wise, but I think this one's really cool musically too.
Okay.
So here we go.
Very good.
I do not understand before the holes check for pulse. Blink your eyes, won't forget to know. I'm trapped in this body, can't get out.
Have you heard this melody?
No.
Because sometimes I'll practice it on guitar. Just because I like the guitar.
Oh, okay. Maybe I have.
Is the line cut out for you?
Wow.
There's that one.
Yeah. I don't know what he saw coming at the end there. That was, I like that one more. I mean, that was just like, it's just rocking. It was,
Super
it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Initially, I kind of had a vibe of like some of the Beatles, to be honest. Like McCartney, more like after the Beatles. When,
Paul McCartney?
Yeah,
Okay.
McCartney would do some weird stuff, like on the Ram album and some other stuff.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that, yeah.
And even John Lennon did some weird stuff too. But where it was kind of more experimental. And we even done some of the White Album, they did some of that. But anyway, just kind of rocking and just doing different things and not necessarily making a lot of sense. Maybe this made more sense than I realized. I didn't totally get what Bodysnatchers,
yeah,
are or were. I know there was a movie a long time ago called Bodysnatchers, but I didn't get that vibe from this. And I didn't totally understand the lyrics. Like, a lot of times the lyrics, like, it's unusual verses because they don't rhyme quite often. Or it's just,
that's true.
Yeah, so that was
Or
kinda,
it'll like, especially the way Tom York sings is like, the words might not even be close to rhyming, but the way he'll like and it ends up sort of rhyming. Oh my bad.
Yeah.
It ends up sort of rhyming. You're just like, what the? Like, he does a lot of. He uses his voice definitely more as an instrument. Like other times, like, and it just adds to like the beat.
Yeah, so they brought Bodysnatchers. Was more like that line of I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm trapped in this body and can't get out.
Yeah,
but that's not really Bodysnatchers. It's more like he's trapped in the body. But
yeah, because then later, I mean, I will say as a fan of Radiohead, like a lot of their music is like perfect for just listening with headphones and like basically closing your eyes. So a lot of the lyrics I do not fully know what they're talking about because I just focus on the music.
I could see that. Actually, I was thinking that too, even on the first song, and again here, where I was thinking it's almost a bummer to be sitting here and paying so much attention to the lyrics because it feels like that kind of thing.
Yeah,
like some Pink Floyd stuff too. Where you
for sure, like
just put on the headphones, let it wash over you. Like,
yeah,
just to take it in that way. It's kind of almost on some albums is the best way to experience.
Yeah,
music.
I mean, honest, this one is still like because it's more rock, and I was like, I'll look at the lyrics. But I do think on some of the future ones, you're probably gonna look over. I'm gonna just be like this. I'm gonna say,
yeah,
it is just sort of cooler to just listen to it.
Well, that is fun. I did like. I mean, there's some lines I like, but I don't necessarily know what they mean.
Oh,
like the lines that wrap around my face, and I forgot what it says.
This is my favorite line.
Oh, what's theirs?
Your mouth moves only with someone's hand up your ass.
Well, yeah,
that's pretty good.
Because that part and before, like I have no idea what you're talking about. He says, like it kind of. Like that, it seemed like all right. So this is an X. At first, I was thinking about this is about an X. Like there's something, you killed the sound, removed backbone, or just could be a friend. It could be an ex-friend for that matter. But I kind of got the vibe that maybe it was about somebody been in a relationship with one way or another, and then that's why he was saying these kind of negative things, and I have no idea what you're talking about. Your mouth only moves when someone's hands up your ass. Has the light gone out for you? All that kind of stuff. But that's particularly that line that has the light gone out for you because the light's gone out for me. That seemed more like a relationship that's dying or has died, I should say. But then it says start talking about it's the 21st century. It can follow you like a dog. So like
yeah, this part is like where I get the idea of the Bodysnatchers. I don't know what it's supposed to mean because he's clearly saying like brought me to my knees. They got a skin and they put me in.
Yeah.
So they snatched him, put him in a skin. So
right,
that
yeah.
is like,
so that part's a bit more right, yeah.
It's like I technically get Bodysnatchers. Just what does this mean?
Yeah, because I mean it's interesting. Like, the lines wrapped around my face are for anyone else to see. I'm a lie.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of a cool line.
Yeah.
I don't totally know what it means.
I feel like that happens in a lot of. There's definitely a decent amount I can think back to when I'm listening to Radiohead and I'm looking at the lyrics. I'm like, this gotta have meaning. I think also knowing Tom York with you, right? So
yeah,
like, all right, this gotta have some meaning, but I'm not entirely
right.
sure.
And at least on a first listen, it's not coming to me. At least in an obvious way.
Yeah.
And like maybe just listen to it and take it all in, and then maybe look at the lyrics again. There we go. I've done that before, as you.
Yeah.
So have you. You listen to something, and then sometimes the second listen, you go, oh. I get it now, or at least I think I get it now.
Especially on a lot of stuff like Radiohead, where like the music will captivate you, so then you're like you don't even pay attention to the lyrics. So then you're like, oh, I wouldn't even really, I missed the whole verse there.
Yeah, yeah, but the guitars and stuff was really cool.
It is really, they have a lot of stuff. I really like this one too because I think when I first heard it, I didn't like it. Well, I remember when I first heard it, I didn't add it to my playlist. Just probably because I was like, man, what the hell was that? It was probably, I assume what I was thinking.
Yeah.
These days, I love this song just because I think it's so much fun. The guitar is really cool, and it feels very rockish. Like it's like when you're playing with friends or like you're in a band and you're playing and just jamming out, and then there's that one part where it goes back and they all sort of sync and it's like quieter, and it's just like what do they call it? Like when you break it down, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it like slows down a bit and then it builds back up. So I was like, it totally reminds me of like if what you're playing with people.
Yeah. The music is very cool.
Super cool, yeah. So move on to Nude.
All
There
right.
we go. I think I might have had it muted. You can never predict what they're gonna sound like.
Don't get any big ideas. You paint yourself white and feel noise.
Yeah, so it's a cool vibe.
Yeah.
Now that you found
The way he sings too is like very like atmospheric.
it's gone. Now that you feel it. So don't get big ideas. Gonna happen. You go to hell. It's thinking.
I really like that one. Very, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how it built, and the very beginning, like he's even got there's little bits of vocals and stuff from him, just little on the side there.
Yeah,
and-
he's great at genuinely using his voice as an instrument. Like he
Yeah.
does so many little things.
yeah, that was really, really cool. And,
Yeah.
I don't know exactly.
Like again, the meaning.
Well, that's, yeah, I mean, it's called Nude. It's never mentioned, but I mean, I thought that could just be that you're emotionally, naked or what have you.
Yeah, that's sort of what it seems. Just some lyrics: paint yourself white, fill up with noise, but there will be something missing.
Yeah, and I did kind of like like that. Now that you found it, like it's gone. Now that you feel it, you don't. You've
Yeah.
gone off the rails.
Yeah, and it circles back to the first line. So don't get any big ideas.
Yeah, that keeps coming up. Don't get any big ideas. They're not going to happen. But usually you say, hey, don't get any big ideas. It's like, somebody's like looking for vengeance or whatever it is. Like, like,
True,
oh,
yeah.
hey, don't get any big ideas, man. But they're not going to happen. It could also be, just telling anybody like, oh, they're talking about their plans, what they're going to be in life or whatever.
Yeah,
It's not going to happen.
not gonna happen.
So could be taken different ways then. But then at the very end, it was more like, because of your dirty mind, like, yeah, you're going to go to hell.
It's interesting.
You'll go to hell for what your dirty mind is thinking.
Yeah, which he kills it on that last, the thinking. He goes like really high and then brings it back down.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
really cool. And maybe that person is thinking of somebody nude, and that's,
It could be. It could
I
be.
don't know.
That definitely fits.
Well, whatever it is, yeah, I mean,
You see what I'm saying with like if you're just listening, like even the way he's singing, like each word, like if you're just listening, I don't even know what he's saying. Like it's hard to tell what he's saying if you're not looking at the lyrics. So it's like you could easily listen to it and be like, I don't even know 10 words. In the
and
song.
it doesn't necessarily matter because I was definitely feeling that. Like this has got a cool vibe, and it's so nice, and little things coming in and there, and in here and there, and well, I was kind of want to, I'm just gonna close my eyes and and. People think I just fell asleep or something, but I was like, you kind of want to just like, this
sure.
is just feeling it, just going with it. So
Yeah.
it was cool. I liked
It's a
it.
really cool one. Yeah. Move on to Weird Fishes / Arpeggi. It's a hell of a name.
Oh, okay.
You probably haven't. I played this melody on guitar sometimes, but I don't think you've heard it.
Okay, I may have heard you play it, but didn't realize what it was. wasn't getting in that one. I was just, you know.
Yeah, that one was like, it keeps pulling you in, and then it'll change it, and then keeps going.
Yeah, like you said, you just don't know what to expect because like, oh, okay, this goes, and then all of a sudden it just like stops, and then like drums will start going, and yeah, I was definitely thinking like early on even that like this, I guess this whole album is like something really better to listen with headphones on, like you know.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Like if you just had it in your phone or in the car,
or it's on digital
it's
stereo,
cool,
you're missing little things that are going on
yeah.
ear to ear, and just it's pretty trippy.
It's interesting. I don't even know how they really like how they make it. Like I feel like somehow they pick chords and stuff that like when it's all put together, especially piano and stuff, it just feels almost nostalgic, and it's like it makes you think. I feel like
It's really interesting because I was kind of thinking similarly. I was wondering like putting it all together because I was like, oh, it's so interesting just that these guys in this band came together. And quite often, any band, like there's going to be arguments and stuff, but you have your direction, and that these guys came together and ours going to be our direction is like not anything that's pop really, like this is not popular music. It's it's not like anybody else's music. It's we're just going to do our own thing, and it's going to be trippy and whatever, and like everybody in the band is like in sync, yet they're playing in ways that it's challenging even to the listener sometimes, but yet it's pulling you in at the same time, and it makes you, just like you said, you want to kind of just vibe with it. You want to check it out. You kind of want to listen to the lyrics more, but then I don't know how important the lyrics are necessarily. Like I don't know what the weird fishes are.
It's interesting. He just says eaten by the worms and weird fishes.
Yeah. So I kind of got a sense of like somebody that just falls in the water, like they're just letting go, and like you almost want to like drowning, like you're just letting go of everything. And I don't know if that's what it's about, because there was stuff about I fall to the edge of the earth and fall off, and everybody leaves if they get the chance, and this is my chance. And then I get eaten by the worms and the weird fishes, and then I hit the bottom
and escape.
But then you hit the bottom and escape. So maybe you've gone through it, or you've let go of all this other crap, and now you hit the bottom or whatever, and now you hit like, okay, now I can escape. I can get rid of all that weight that was on me that was pushing me down.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on.
I have no idea if that was.
But I agree that a lot of their stuff definitely seems very metaphorical, where it's just like, it's very just. Throw a dart, hope you got the meaning.
It could be, yeah, because maybe there isn't one. I don't know. Like, so yeah, because as you know, like we both like lyrics a lot, and like getting to the meaning and stuff. There's not always a meaning necessarily, but that's the way I'm programmed. Is in my brain is right trying to figure out, okay, logically, like what is he saying here? And that's the best I could come up with, but
for sure,
I have no idea.
Yeah, we're both like I've always been big into lyrics. I typically always look at it, but Radiohead was one of those bands where like as soon as I first started listening to them. Like, I'd be a few songs into the album, I wouldn't even look at my phone. Like, it just was like, I stopped you, I was like, there's no point. Like, I just listened to it, and then like, so I never really picked up on some of the lyrics. So next we got All I Need.
Okay.
Here we go. I think this is actually the biggest on the album.
Oh, okay. That's a cool song. Yeah, like I was kind of building and just going with ways you weren't really expecting.
Yeah. Last part's pretty cool too.
Yeah, last part in particular I really liked. Yeah, it's interesting. Like you just don't know what to make of it. Like like, you're all I need. But like it also says though that I only stick with you because there are no others.
Yeah.
Then you're all I need. And like, oh wait, what?
It's interesting, yeah, because he's sort of talking on both himself and this supposed like person, or whatever it is, and almost talking negatively on both. Like they're saying, I only stick with you because there's no others.
Mm-hmm.
And then when talking about himself, like I'm a moth who just wants to share your light, insect trying to get out of the night. Like nobody here is really with each other for better purposes.
Yeah, and maybe that's why the idea is that it's, like it ends with like it's all wrong, like it's all wrong, it's all wrong,
And
it's
it keeps
all right,
alternating.
it's all right.
Yeah,
It's all wrong, it's all right. So like, this is maybe not the best. It's all wrong. Something's off. But then like, but it's comfortable. It's whatever you're something like that. But it's all right. So you can take it kind of different ways. When the whole thing started, I wasn't even sure because it was like the next
it's got that heavy bass.
the next act, waiting in the wings. I'm an animal trapped in your hot car. All the days you choose to ignore. So I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be something about like maybe like nervousness or whatever. Your next act, waiting in the wings. You're trapped in a hot car. But then I kind of went a different direction. So I wasn't totally
almost like I'm just stuff that you don't want almost.
Yeah, don't know. Anyway, that was an interesting song, and it was just such all these like
they
particularly
build really
a nice
well.
vibe and just just going with
Especially when that deep sort of bass thing kicks in, like boom, boom, like that thing in the beginning. When it kicks in, it feels very ethereal.
Yeah, it is interesting because usually like all I need is it's gonna be more like a love song, but no, this is
You're all I need.
Yeah, you're all I need. Like he does say that, sort of, but but then also like kind of stuck with this thing, or there are no others, and so anyway, don't know exactly what to make of it, but yeah, it was cool. Just let it wash over you again. It's the way to go.
Yeah, it's how a lot of them go.
Yeah. So.
And that one is, at least numbers wise, the biggest on the album, which is interesting. Not personally my favorite. I do love the song, but not personally.
Yeah, it's a really good song.
Really cool.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next we'll move on to Faust Arp. Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Wakey, wakey, rise and shine. It's on again, off again, on again. Watch me fall like dominoes in pretty patterns. Fingers in the reasonable, sensible. There from the neck up, I guess I'm stuck. Without your head in, but no. For no real reason, squeeze the tubes and empty bottles. I take a bow. It's what you feel now, what you ought to. Plastic bags in duplicate and triplicate. There from the neck up, I guess I'm stuck. Without your head in, even no. Exactly where do you get up? Is enough.
Got a pretty sounding, with like orchestra and stuff, and then the way it started. Again, I actually got a Beatles vibe out of like from the way it started, and just because it was kind of mellow,
Yeah, interesting melody too.
And then as it's going, I'm like, I'm kind of getting like a Beatles thing here. And then it's like his fingers in the blackbird pie, and I was like, blackbird. But the Beatles had a song that was like Mockingbird Pie or something. It was something.
Did they really? Interesting.
Something like that. Anyway, yeah, there was just kind of like this trippy little stuff that was going on, and yet beautiful at the same time.
Yeah, it's almost funny that this is their simplest song on the album.
All right, yeah, and it's there's definitely a complexity to it, even though it is that one of the
a lot less going on.
Right, so it's nice and pretty and kind of beautiful especially when it starts, but there is definitely a complexity to it, and certainly lyrically, can't always get the meaning on any of this stuff, but I mean, Faust, I'm guessing, is the famous writer, so. But don't totally know.
Yeah, it's an interesting track. I agree. Where it's like I don't entirely know if it's supposed to be saying anything in particular.
Right, because you're saying stuff. It seems like it's about like somebody or whatever. Like I mean, we thought you had it in you, but no. Exactly. Where do you get off? Enough is enough. Yeah. I love you, but enough is enough. Enough of that stuff. So that it seems like okay, it's about somebody. But then, you got a head full of feathers. You got melted to butter. Like, I mean, what exactly?
Yeah, the whole song is like, to me, it gives off the vibe, even with the guitar in the background and stuff, and the orchestral pieces. Like, it gives a vibe basically where I was like, like that's the vibe it gives.
Yeah, exactly.
Like enough where you're like, interesting song, but not enough where you could really understand what's going on.
Yeah,
it's just almost like it's there to keep bringing you in.
Maybe because I mean, just kind of. I want to have. I know it's got to be some meaning there. Like you had a head full of feathers because there's maybe. Well, feathers can be beautiful, especially in particular birds. So maybe it's that has to But then you got melted to butter. I don't know. Things went wrong. So don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it's also basically halfway. So
yeah, okay.
And they put that in the shortest song and the simplest song, like right in the middle.
Okay, and maybe if I knew more about what Faust wrote about, I might or what.
Yeah, it's an interesting title with that one.
So anyway,
Faust Arp.
What do we got next?
Next we have Reckoner. Here we go. Oh, I like this one on guitar too.
Interesting right off the bat.
Yeah, I've always loved the guitar. It's so good.
And the rhythm guitar is the most straightforward thing going on there.
Yeah.
I really like that one.
I like that one.
I love that one. That was really, really good. I really liked that. His voice at the beginning, for most of the song, kind of reminded me of Bono from U2. At certain times when Bono would do a high pitch,
I can sort of see it. I feel like they do have a somewhat similar voice.
Yeah, and that one, and even sometimes when Bono would do a song somewhat similar to that. Doesn't really matter. It kind of reminded me of that for whatever reason. Yeah. And now I know where the album title came from. In Rainbows, because he does mention that, where we separate in Rainbows. I don't know. It was really cool. I just really enjoyed it musically. It was great. Yeah, so I don't know exactly, of course, lyrically or whatever, but I kind of was wondering if it had something to do more a spiritual thing, almost like a religious thing. Could be God or whatever, dedicated to all human beings, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. And separate. Yeah.
And then even at the end, it was more, because a reckoning, which, after the apocalypse, if you go by the Christian Bible, there's going to be a reckoning and all that. And then take me with you, could be like, I want to go to heaven, dedicated to all you human beings. So, no idea if that's what it's about. It's the closest I can come up with, but it could be some sort of reckoning like that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily supposed to be a god or nothing, but I agree that I think it 100% has to be something that he's viewing as the reckoner that's definitely saying, take me with you. And
there's definitely like a spiritual vibe to this.
For sure, yeah.
At least it just feels that way. It's very cool. I really enjoyed musically.
Yeah.
Just really enjoyed it.
I do really like that one. And the guitar and everything, it's very melancholic. The guitar especially is definitely got some sadness going on to it. Sounds very like almost alone. Mm-hmm. But that's the reason I like a lot of their music, is like, especially ones like this, where I almost don't know how to describe it, but it's almost like it speaks to the soul and the heart, and that feels it, but your brain doesn't. Your brain doesn't quite compute it. But it's like something, the definition of just you feel it, but you would not explain it. Like if I listen to this and someone was like, oh, how would you describe that song? I'd be like, you just gotta listen to it. Yeah. There's no chance.
It's just maybe it feels spiritual. It's meditative, I can see kind of, some people could just kind of zone out and meditate to that kind of, in the background.
It works for whatever you almost need it to work for.
I guess so.
It could be therapeutic. It's whatever you need.
Which is interesting, like we said, just so, the band would come together and create this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, the final product, you kind of get it, like, okay, this is like this spiritual thing, meditative thing,
right? Yeah.
But they have to each do their own thing to get to that point.
Like you had to plan this out. How did you even plan that?
It's interesting. Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Cool.
We'll move on to House of Cards. I'm pretty sure this one's a bit ominous.
Okay.
Never mind. That's the other one.
I don't wanna be your friend. is yours, blown good night. Forget about your house of cards and I'll do mine. For the table, guess where on
I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
It's it's kind of like got this mild and pretty thing going, but there's a kind of also a mild chaos like kind of swirling around it.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, that was cool. I kind of took this thing to be about an affair. Maybe I'm wrong, but because like all the lyrics, for me, it's like that. The House of Cards is like, so if he's thinking about this other person or they're thinking about each other, but they're both in relationships, or at least the other person, she is, or whatever. Because the thing about kiss your husband goodnight. So they're gonna forget about your house of cards, and I'll do mine. Like, if they're in this affair, and she's married, she whatever it is, the other person's married, and so that relationship obviously isn't that good because they're having an affair. Things are going wrong. So that, but technically, it's a house of cards. It could collapse at any time.
Especially saying it right after.
Forget your house of cards. I'll do mine. The whole thing of the infrastructure will collapse from voltage spikes. Throw your keys in the bowl. Kiss your husband goodnight. Like you got into like a routine. Like every day, you put your keys here. You throw in the bowl. That's where it's going to make kiss your husband goodnight. So then it goes into the house of cards. So that's kind of what I was getting from. And then denial, and saying that part. And then maybe he even knows, or, is friends with, with the husband, the one that's the person that, she's cheating with. Because there's a part right at the end where it says, denial. Then in between it says, your ears should be burning. And usually you say, oh, my ears are burning. It's like somebody's talking about you. They used to be a saying.
So, I've heard that, yeah.
So denial, your ears should be burning. Denial, your ears should be burning.
Yeah.
So like, you're talking about, the husband or whatever.
Didn't want to believe it.
Yeah. So who knows? But I mean, at least that one
totally
to me,
works.
a lot of it fit, at least for that. And I couldn't even in the beginning. I don't want to be your friend. I just want to be your lover. So it kind of seemed like trying to. Yeah, they're friends, but because she's married, it can't be. But like, I want to be your lover. I don't want to be friends. I want to, no matter how it ends, no matter how it starts, forget about your house of cards. So anyway, that's what I got from it.
No, I think that totally fits. I think that makes a lot of sense, especially just a house of cards, because it's like, even that in itself, and that's a fairly common term, but it's just like you think of like a house of cards, like if you have a home made of cards.
Yeah, it's
not that strong.
It could fall apart at any moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, cool song. Whatever it's about.
Super cool song.
And lyrically, who knows? But I mean, musically, very nice. Just,
I always get sucked into that.
Yeah, really like. Just want to just listen and go with it. Very cool.
Yeah. Next we'll move on to Jigsaw Falling Into Place. This is another pretty popular one.
Okay.
as they play your favorite songs, your body disappears. No one to wind up like a spring before you had too much. Come back and focus again before the night out. Before the animal noises closer get cameras. Before you come at between the notes, the beat goes round and round. The beat goes round and round. Never really got there. I just pretended that I was a blowing instrument as I set off shotguns. Before you run away from me, before you're lost between the notes, just as you take the mic, just as you dance.
Boom.
Well, cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really like that one.
That's a cool vibe. I like the whole thing. Very cool.
And to me, I think actually one of the most clear ones on the entire album, lyrically, just because there's not, like, he's singing more normally in a sense. Like, he's not making it sound super atmospheric with his voice. So you actually pay attention more to the lyrics, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, what you mean about meeting up and, like how it begins and that, giving the phone number and all that stuff? Or
well, just because, the others, I mean, you look at the title, like, all right, I don't entirely know. Whereas this one's like, it's called Jigsaw falling into place. That already isn't that hard to figure out.
Right, yeah, things are coming together.
Yeah, and then even the last one just fully explains
the missing piece of the puzzle,
yeah,
so to
he
speak.
fully explains it in the last verse, which is my favorite verse too. But yeah, Jigsaw falling into place, so there is nothing to explain. Each other, all that, and it's like you wish away your nightmare, you just wish it's not true, but you've got the last piece of the puzzle now, and you can feel it, and it becomes like when he says like your jigsaw falling into place for the last time, and they're like it's dark, like you figured it out.
Yeah, but it is interesting though, because at the beginning it was definitely like about like just as you take my hand, just as you write my number down, just as the drinks arrive, they play your favorite song. So that's like, you're meeting somebody in a bar, things are going well, whatever, things are cool. And that sounds like, they're starting to hit it off, things are going great, things come back in focus again, the walls are been, everything is just kind of, all blurring into what you're drinking, you're having fun, it's all cool. But then the next verse is... it changed, like the whole vibe musically changed, and then it's like, before you run away from me, before you've lost between the notes. Then it was like, okay, now, like, and then part of it, because it goes down more, it's even talking about words like, he says, I never really got there, I just pretended that I had. So then it kind of be like, like in his mind all the stuff was going great, and then he started thinking like, oh no, it's actually not, like in my mind, like I just pretended, I never really got there. I never got with that, with the person in the bar. I just pretended that I had. Words are blunt instruments. Words are sawed-off shotgun. Like if you get shot down and somebody says like, I'm gonna deal with you, and like, oh, that's a shotgun. Like that's a, what I mean? So almost like he said, I just pretended that I got all that stuff, because then these words are blunt instruments. Words are sawed-off shotguns. Come on and let it out. And
exactly. It's like he's starting to realize, like he's
but then at the end it kind of comes back into like, oh, but you look at each other, and you have these glances, not just once, not just twice. You eye each other as you pass, kind of thing. So, but then it's all just kind of like, wish away your nightmare. Like maybe he's just wishing that all this would be true. So
it's like he's figured. I take it as like he's figured it out, and damn, little bug. It's like he's figured it out, and now he's almost he's wishing that it wasn't true. Like wishing things can go back. So that's why it's like, I do like that line. You eye each other as you pass. She looks back and you look back, not just once, not just twice. It's like two people looking at each other as they're passing.
Yeah.
And they're clearly, like the fact that they look multiple times, like there's something that they sort of want, but they keep walking. They keep going past each other. Because they know now, like, it's almost like the jigsaw's there. Like you can't, it's done.
Yeah. Interesting, yeah. It was cool.
It's a very interesting track, yeah.
Cool vibe, and could have a whole different meaning for all we know. But it seemed a little more straightforward, so to speak.
Yeah.
So yeah, cool.
It's also interesting because House of Cards is one I just always just listen to and never really look at the lyrics, but it could sort of fit into House of Cards if you were to.
Oh, okay, yeah,
like Jigsaw falling in place. Well, like it's like somebody figured it out.
Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah.
I'm not sure on that, but it could be.
Alrighty.
And last song, Videotape. This one's ominous.
Okay.
When I'm at the pearly gates, this'll be on my videotape, my videotape. This is one for the good days, and I have it all here in red, blue, green, and red, blue, green. This is my way out saying goodbye, 'cause I can't do it face to face. I'm talking to you before, no matter what happens now, you shouldn't be afraid. Perfect day I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, that is a lot more ominous because it kind of reads like a suicide note. So
And it sounds like the thing at the end, like almost like a tape spinning, like the end of the videotape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Yeah, that little drumming on the side there, just that was really it's kind of building and trippy and
the piano keeping the same melody.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely sounds like he's recording his goodbye on a videotape, and then he's talking about heaven and Mephistopheles, in hell, Satan grabbing him, and this is my way of saying goodbye because I can't do it face to face. Talking to you before, no matter what happens now, I shouldn't be afraid because I know today has been the most perfect day I've ever seen. So I mean, that certainly sounds like it's he did a suicide note, like,
for sure.
Yeah. So really trippy. The other part I didn't really get was like the colors, where he said this is one for the good days, and I have it all here in red, blue, green. Don't know that part, but
I think maybe just referring to going with the videotape analogy of being like,
oh, just the three main colors.
True, yeah. That I was just thinking like if I'm in the mindset of somebody who's about to maybe take their life, and they're saying I'm just gonna be on videotape, of being like they're at the end of their wits, and like this one's for the good days. I have it all here, as like if they're looking back on the memories, which are in vivid colors like red, blue, green.
Yeah, and those are the primary colors.
Yeah.
So this is one for the good days, so you can look at it later, but because he's the beginning he's talking about being at the pearly gates or whatever, win him at the pearly gates.
This will be on my videotape. But then Mephistopheles, like Satan, is just beneath, and he's reaching up to grab me. So like it could go either way, It's very interesting.
Heaven, could go to hell.
Yeah.
Well, whatever the case, this is he's putting it all on videotape. And, it's really ominous, weird,
and it ends the album too.
Yeah, that's a strange thing. Like, what is he actually suicidal, or is it Because I was like, well, maybe it's like more like it's ending a relationship, but like no, the lyrics don't fit with that.
Because it could have been because of. Technically, I think you could make an argument saying that it does run in order. Going, maybe this is like the husband found out and he's killing himself. Because he does say, "You are my center when I spin away."
You're my center when I spin away. I thought that was interesting. Yeah, out of control on videotape. Yeah, well, whatever the case, I mean, interesting song. Really, musically,
I do really like it.
Simple, but it's like building, and it's just cool. Stuff going on in each ear, and like it's but it's kind of. I don't know, like the way they ended it, because it's just like the last third of the song was just like the music kind of going, but it's like
it just keeps going,
going, and it kind of is building. Like one part is saying nice and simple and pretty, and the other part is just kind of the drumming is just going and going. More,
which I don't even know if it is drumming. It does almost sound. It's not like a. I don't know what it is. Like if it's like when you do paper like and you let go like with the thumb like with like heavier objects almost like
Yeah, I don't know. Very cool. No, actually, I like the album. It was really interesting. I don't know to make most of the lyrics, and don't really have to. Like you said, you just kind of let it wash over you, and that was like I used to do with Pink Floyd back in the day. So,
it does. It gives a similar vibe for sure.
So very very cool. I got to say that the opening track is probably the most confusing in the sense of it's it really is trickier to get into it. So some of the others just let it wash over you. It's just cool music. Not that the first one wasn't, but it was definitely more challenging. To get into this is wow, all right, this is challenging the listener to stick with it, kind of a thing. But
I think so.
Then when you do it, okay, now it pays off. Going song by song by song, and
I almost find it. I don't know if they did it on purpose. The two that I technically like the least, even though I don't necessarily think they're bad, Faust Arp and 15 Step. And they're both, it's 15 Step and 4 songs. Faust Arp, 4 songs. Mm-hmm. So it's like they put them, like the first one I think is almost on purpose, where they're just like, it's very weird. It's like you don't know what the hell is going on, and you're just like, what is this about to be? And you get 4 songs that keep you entertained, and then you get to like an intermediary again. And then it's another 4 songs that keep you entertained.
It could be. I don't know. It's just kind of like that's their 15 Steps, like their intro, just letting you know, hey, we're going in a completely different direction. I don't know what their other album.
No, their other stuff is very similar too.
So because
this is later. This is 2007, and they've been, Creep was on Pablo Honey in like 91 or 93, something like that.
Oh yeah, okay, all right. So whatever. But I mean, really interesting. Music quality. Like it's
very interesting. Yeah.
Almost like a soundtrack sometimes. Very sonic, sonically very adventurous.
Yeah, I love it. I could see why. Like, it's very different. So like if somebody was like, "Oh, Radiohead's just not my thing," you know, it's like, okay, I get it. Like it's very different. So it's not for everybody.
Yeah, because I mean, I had years ago. I've had various friends or coworkers. Like, oh man, the new Radiohead's out. Like, I gotta get. I was just a huge fan. It's like my favorite band. I'm like, really? Oh, okay. And to the point, like I know there were times where I was like, well, I guess I gotta check this out again. And I just put on something, and it might have been like 15 Step or something, and I was like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And then I didn't listen to the whole rest of the album because I was just like, well, this is just kind of weird. I don't get it. And I did that a couple times I know in my life, and like I said, but maybe I listened to just one song. Maybe it was like the 15 Step or something, and I didn't get it, and I didn't give the rest of it a chance. Because I listened to the rest of it, I did like it. It was, I kind of want to just put on the headphones, don't bother with looking at the lyrics, and just let it wash over you. And
that's why I was like this for half of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it personally. They are one of my favorite bands. I think I get, like I said, I totally get if somebody's like, they don't like it, but it's so unique. Like it's super unique. And to me, their music feels, especially on, like they have some rock and stuff like Bodysnatchers, so I like that stuff too. Every time they do a different genre, I'm like, oh, I like that one too. But they excel at that atmospheric music.
Yeah, definitely.
That I think it's like it gives your mind, it creates a new arena for your mind. It's like when you listen to it and the whole thing, everything like in the world just fades away, and it's like it gives your mind a new playscape to think.
Yeah,
like an entire new area.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've always loved their stuff, and this is just personally my favorite, but I do like their other albums too.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind checking out other stuff. That was really cool, really interesting. I kind of want to go back and see if I can figure out more on the lyrics, but at the same time, I kind of want to go back and not check out the lyrics and just listen to it.
Yeah.
So
and now you can see it with stuff like Videotape, because they have other things that are similar. You can see why, like, well, I don't know if you heard, but like there's a running joke of like Radiohead is like depressive music. And like if all you're listening to is Radiohead, is like, somebody check up on this guy. Like this is not good.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, I guess you listen to like songs like Videotape and
even the whole thing.
And Creep. I mean,
yeah, even Creep, even from the beginning.
It's just
So it's very atmospheric. It's very like almost like you're figuring yourself out, but
yeah,
it's very melancholic. So yeah. So thank you guys for watching the video.
Yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Let us know what you thought about the album, about the video, what have you.
Yeah, if you guys are fans, and let us know. I'm curious to see you guys leave comments if you're more like me, or you just sort of let it wash over you, or maybe when you first heard it, you actually like looked at the lyrics and exactly what he's talking about. I'd be happy to learn if you guys know. You can tell us if there's actually a full story or if it's just each song. But I'm curious if you guys just.
Yeah, might just be different interpretations, or maybe he's actually,
maybe he
said what it's about, or who knows. But so let us know if you have some ideas, and also if you liked the video, please give us a like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Thanks so much for watching again.
See you guys later.
Take care.